How does passion creates money? How does passion creates a whole economy? This is the sports of horses, but not just racing with endurance. We are at the Dubai International Endurance City where we are going to see how does a race horse goes through 160 kilometers in a single day plus the economy behind it. We are at the Dubai Endurance City and today we are going to see how does the horse economy works plus what are the benefits that a horse gets, which is so much more than what 99% of humans do get. So this is their stable which is purely matted. What's interesting is this is their in transit stable, not the main stable. This is where the horse is taken care of when between the laps of a horse endurance race. They have water coolers in the middle of the desert with chilled ice water. They have iced filled buckets where the horse stands. They are massaged here. They have their own fresh juices. They have their own refreshing gels. Why so much? Because each horse has to go through 160 kilometers in 5 laps, where the 5 laps are like 40 kilometer, 35 kilometer, 35 kilometer, 30 kilometer, and then the last one, which is a speed lap, 20 kilometers. They start from here and every horse has a tracker belt. Whenever it goes out, the time starts. The horse starts at 6:30 in the morning and then they end up by 4 o'clock in the evening. But then what's interesting is how does the horse survive such intense race and such intense endurance? Well, not just survive it, enjoy it. Just like any other sport, this is also a team game. There are different teams of individuals or of empires or of business groups. And then they buy horses or they breed horses specific to the race. They train them well, where the horses are assigned a group of trainer, they are assigned a dietitian, they are assigned a proper vet. They have their massager, they have their stewards, they have their farriers, and then a rider who has to bump for 160 kilometers. Each horse has a passport, private jets and choppers, as they don't live here in the extreme summers. But when the rider and the horse is at a lap of 40 kilometers, you are served OG Arabic kawa, OG Arabic halwa by the OG Arabic people. And then to boost the economy, the local people are given a chance to put their stalls where they can present their OG, very authentic to the natives products, which are at the purest of the purest form, where the local sells handicrafts, food items and lot of textile items. But there is something even better to do between the laps, which I'll show you later, because the horse has finished their first lap and now they are very interestingly taken care of. Their crew arrives to receive them and they are bombarded with water on them in a city where water cost 250 ml 5 dirhams. But what is happening here? Why is the crew running out to receive them and giving big water bottles to the riders and pouring water on the horses? Only because of one reason. The vets, the doctors who decide if the horse is still fit to race or not. But how do they decide it?
अगर आपने 20 मिनट तक प्रेजेंट नहीं किया तो आप रेस से आउट हो जाएगा।
अच्छा, तो उसको ठंडा करने के बाद में
ठंडा करने के बाद उसका हार्ट बीट डाउन होना चाहिए।
अच्छा,
वो उसमें आया 120।
हाँ,
120 नंबर घोड़ा का टाइम है 19 मिनट और 19 सेकंड बचा है। विद इन दिस टाइम यू हैव टू प्रेजेंट द हॉर्स।
ओके।
एंड द हार्ट रेट बिलो 64। 64 इज पास, मोर देन 64 फेल।
So this is the heartbeats of a horse that is being checked here, and these are the vets. So they check the heartbeats, they check the legs. They even check the walk of the horse or if any injuries to the horse. Even if a little bit of things are off the place, the horse is retired for the day. And that is why to prevent this disqualification, this place exists, where the horse can spend 20 minutes before going to the vet after finishing the lap. If all is okay, the horse is getting prepared for the next lap, where it gets massaged and oiled and gelled, feed it fresh fruits juices, all while keeping his legs in ice bucket. As I told you, there is even something better to do at the laps. What is that behind the scene? To be on the ground with our horses, so I decided to join the ground crew, sit in a car to drive alongside the horses, to enjoy the high speed, no road, super bumpy ride, chasing other crew members, and this is also for a particularly very specific reason. As said, every economy working here is only for the horse and for the passion of horse lovers. So hundreds of cars drives alongside the horses carrying these water bottles in ice in the middle of the desert, And then these are the bottles that needs to be served here at the desert. So how does the crew actually supports the horses by being on the private track? And this is how the horses are served water. Their body is constantly poured with water to make sure that they remain cool. And then each horse is accompanied by 3 or 4 cars and crew members in that car, where they keep on aligning themselves alternatively so that the horse gets constant water and their refreshing gel. It's a chase because we have to stand before the other crew members so that the horse rider could get the water easily. And all of the team cars are connected through walkie-talkies where they receive instructions what to do. And then comes the final loop. In this, laps are known as loops, where horses are left free, where they are allowed not to be intervened by the crew members and not even the riders. They ride free here. Whips are not allowed at all. Hence, the only adrenaline that the horse gets here is the car's silencers and the cheering up that goes by the local guest Emiratis and the crew members to push them for a win. As winners, they get millions of dollars and a luxury car. Now, a horse who has won this lives in eternal life, plus the value of that horse goes 10 times of what it was, and all of his or her offsprings runs by that value. Can you write a wild guess in the comment section? How much money and the economical impact does these kind of passion sports create?